Okay, welcome back. This is AP 101 Bass, Lesson 2. And in this lesson, we're going to be going over a couple of new songs, Anointing, um, and we're also going to be going over musical Roman numeral system as well as the song Surround Me, O Lord in the key of C. Okay, so we're going to play it through just, simple way first, and then we're going to try to add maybe a couple of cool things to it as well. All right, so let's play an Anointing in the key of C. Okay, so. Okay, so that's the gist of it. That's just the simplest way we can play it, right? Alrighty, now what we want to do, of course, on the bass, one of the most important things to do is add rhythm. Bass and rhythm go hand in hand. So what we're going to do now is kind of add a little bit of. Okay, so add a little bit of, just a little bit of funky rhythm to it, a little bit of style. It really throws a lot of variation to the song. That's what you want to do. You don't just want to play it through the same old boring way every time. You want to actually put some rhythm into it, make it cool, make it exciting. And of course, there's other different runs and fills we can do. We'll add more stuff as we go on. I know we're just starting here, so I don't want to get too crazy, and I can do that. But basically, what we're doing is just start you off. We're playing an open E. Okay, we're going down to A, which is our 5th fret, 2nd dot on the E string. I'm playing a 5 string here, so don't get confused. If you have a 4th string, the E string. Okay, this is E, A, which is your next string, and then D, and then G. Now, those aren't the notes right there, but these are the strings that we're playing here. This is our B string, our top extra string if you have a 4th string. Okay, so A right here. We're playing D right here. You could also play it open if you wanted to on the D string, as we learned in lesson 1. Okay, so D is the 5th fret in the key of, on the A string right here. And I'm playing, okay, then you also have G right here. Once again, E, open E, A, D, and then G. Okay, for your C, we're going here. The C on the A string, which is the 3rd fret, playing it again. Then F down here, which is your 1st fret on the E string, back to D, your 5th fret on the A string, or you could do open D, remember, on this string here. And then also we have back to C, and then G, and then back to C. Now you notice in this song there's also an F over G when you look at your lesson, or at your curriculum. The F over G, which has an F/G. Whenever you come to a chord like this is called a fraction chord. What you always want to do is you want to play the note that's on the bottom. Okay, if we're looking at it like a fraction, which one's the numerator, which one's the denominator? In other words, which one's on top, which one's on the bottom? The F, of course, is clearly on top. If you think about it in mathematic fraction terms, the G is on the bottom. Okay, so the bass always plays, you always hold down the low end. So you're going to play the G, which is the note on the bottom. So basically, if you look at it, you're playing the note that's on the right of the slash, if that helps you think of it a little more easy there. Okay, so that's the Anointing in the key of C. You should, I would recommend playing this with the track that's been provided as well, so that you can actually get the real in-church feel. The track has piano, it has bass, it has drums, it has some other instruments in there as well. That'll really be helpful for you. Okay, great. So let's go over the musical Roman numeral system here. Next, basically what it is the musical Roman numeral system is what we use in music to learn how to play by ear. And you take the C major scale, which is C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, all of the notes in the musical alphabet going from C to C, and we give a number to each one of these notes. Okay, so C is your 1, D is your 2, E is your 3, F is your 4, G is your 5, A is your 6, and B is your 7. And it starts over again at C, which is your 1, or you can think of it as your 8 as well. So basically what we're doing here is we're using Roman numerals, and the capital I means 1, 2 I's means 2, 3 I's means 3, V stands for 5, so IV, you're going to subtract 1 from 5, which is 4, and then the V is 5. VI is 6. If it's after the V, you add it to it. So VII is going to be 7. VIII would be 8. We don't have that in this lesson, but if you had it, that's what it would be if it makes sense to you that way. Now you notice some of these are capital, some of the I's and the V's are lowercase. The reason is depending on what kind of chord that is. If it's a major or a minor chord. The major chord will be the ones that are capitalized. The minor chords are the ones that are lowercase. The 7 has a little dot next to it, little degree sign, which means that it's neither major or minor. It's something called a diminished. You don't really need to know all of this right now, but just for future reference, if you have any questions, I wanted to cover it. But we'll go over more in future lessons, in the next few lessons probably, actually, what a chord being major or minor means to you as a bass player. For now, it doesn't mean a whole lot. You're still going to play the same note. Okay, so let's look at the exercise song for the 1, the 4, and the 5 major chords in C, and let's play that. Now you'll notice, I believe we went over this already, but slashes each mean you get 1 beat for each slash, and of course the actual number is a beat as well. Okay, so let's go ahead and play this song. So our 1 chord, which is C, to our 4 chord, which is F, to our 5 chord, which is G, back to our 4 chord, which is F, okay, 1 chord, which is C, 4 chord, which is F, 5 chord, which is G, and then back to your 4 chord, which is F. Okay, back to C. Now, bass players typically play on the 1 and the 3 beat, okay? So when we're counting, let's for instance say 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. That's the simplest way to play a bass line, 1 and the 3. Now when you want to start adding some rhythm, maybe making it sound a little cooler, those of you that may be getting bored by now, you could also do something like this. Okay, isn't it funny how playing the same notes with a different rhythm makes it sound so much different? So if you add a little rhythm there at the end, that's a real popular bass rhythm there. If you add that, impress all your friends the next time you're playing after church or something, trying to show off your new bass skills. Okay, so let's also go over the next exercise song, which is 1, 4, 5, 6, 2, 5, 1, followed up with a 4 over 5, where you just play the 5, and then ending it on the 1 chord. You'll find we almost always start and end our songs on the 1 chord. Okay? So especially end though. Let's go ahead and play this song. Okay, and that's exercise song number 1. So 1 chord is C, 4 is F, 5 is G, 6 is A, 2 is D, back to your 5, which is G, and end it on your 1 chord, which is C. Okay, and of course you can just follow my fingers. If you have any questions, feel free to email me or call me in regards to those. Let's do one more song. We have here Surround Me, O Lord, in the key of C. This is written with all Roman numerals. How terrifying, right? So let's go figure this out before we get started. Okay, so 1 chord, which is C, 3 chord is E, this open E is fine, 4 chord is F, 5 chord is G, and of course we already know where the 2 chord and the 3 chord are, and the rest of it should be pretty easy here. Okay, so let's go ahead and get to playing. So we have the one chord right here. Let's play it one more time. Okay, that's Surround Me, O Lord, in the key of C. I mean, there's not a whole lot more rhythm I don't think you can add to that, but you could do something like this. A little bit of neat little ending there for you. Maybe you more advanced players that are getting bored out there watching, maybe you can have a little bit of fun there. So, all right, great. So hopefully that will help you there. And what I would really recommend is taking these two songs we just learned, go practice the tracks that have been provided for you in your curriculum or emailed to you if you're signed up for the lessons. And of course, it'd be very helpful for those of you watching this on YouTube if you wanted to actually get the sign up for one of our free lessons at www.apostolicpraisechoolofmusic.com, and you can sign up and actually have the lessons emailed. The first two lessons are free, so you can have those emailed to you, and you can actually get to see the actual notes that we're talking about here instead of having just kind of follow my fingers. But for those of you that are signed up, also feel free go through, practice the tracks that have the real like in church feel with the drums, bass, piano, and all the other stuff that's in there. That'll really help you out getting that real in church, in group feel where maybe if you're playing by yourself, you're not picking up the mistakes that you're making. So I would go through and learn these little things that we're going over and practice them, and we'll see you again here shortly in lesson 3. God bless.